of She. She is a talk show voicing women's candid opinions and viewpoints on politics, entertainment, business, life, etc. Today's show, we've got some awesome panelists with us today because she is vivacious. She is
intelligent.
She is
determined.
She is
articulate.
All right. Well, with all of these attributes defining today's women, let them introduce themselves.
I'm Rainey Mercado. I live in Virginia Beach. I was raised in North Carolina. I am an accountant and very opinionated.
Awesome. That's what we're looking for. All right. How about you?
I'm Sabrina Brown, currently living in Virginia Beach by way of New York City. Moving down Bronx in the house. And I am a publisher and writer of The Incarcerated Free and very determined and ambitious.
Great. Glad to have you.
Hi, my name is Christina King, and I live in Virginia Beach, and I'm from New Jersey, and I work for Centella.
Awesome. All right, ladies, if you're ready, we're going to start off with politics today as our topic of discussion. Now, Shirley Sherrod, I hope y'all have heard of her because she was a USDA employee who was recently fired. Now, here's the question. We will overcome, or should we ask, how far have we come? Do you think the firing of Shirley Sherrod actually was the modern day version of dogs and hoses? Let's have an open discussion about how you feel these events played out. Y'all familiar with Shirley Sherrod?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more one of those things, shoot, ask questions later. It just doesn't seem like it would happen anymore. But clearly it does. And clearly the race card, you would think people would be a little more sensitive, but it doesn't get thrown out like that.
Well, I was actually appalled at the fact that they didn't investigate and really do a thorough background of where this information came from before they just jumped on the bandwagon and fired this woman. I mean, she had 20 years in with this particular department, and even the NAACP joined in and was like, oh, boo Shirley. And at the end of the day, they were dead wrong. Shirley was sharing a story that happened 20 years ago on how she overcame racism.
Right.
Her own personal, at the end of the day, that's a private story that she shared that was definitely misconstrued. So it just brings us to say, I'm kind of thinking at this day and time, when we're dealing with Europeans, immigration is a hot topic. And when we're out here dealing, in a European society, it just blows my mind that they can say anything, and without any further investigation or anything, this woman's career was destroyed because someone misrepresented a 15-second soundbite of her speech. So I'm wondering, what's your opinion on how far we've come? I mean, all of us are working, all of us are out here, we're engaging in society, What are some of your personal experiences this day and time? I'm talking about last week, that maybe you maybe felt that you were treated unfairly, because this thing crosses all of, this is not a man thing, a woman thing, this is not a black thing, white thing, because there's reverse racism. We've got a lot of hate on the Mexicans. I mean, we can name all types of racism, but at the end of the day, how far have we come? Obama's in presidency. Does that really? Come on, Sabrina, because you got a little accent from the islands. I know you get it.
Well, I would like to say on that issue, you have to think about society. And society, like she said, shoot now, ask questions later. You have to think about some of the basketball players. As soon as there's any implication of a charge or a sexual, without the details, that person is dropped from all sponsorship. So, I don't think that it's a race thing. I think that it's a society thing. I think that each company, every company, organization, or don't want to be associated with someone who said something wrong or did something wrong. So the NAACP, which represents African Americans, they dropped it. Why are they dropping? Because they have sponsorship and donations and stuff like that. So they don't want no one to stop those things just because of somebody that they have in their camp. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Or someone that, so it's like, get rid of the person. We don't want no heat on us.
Right. It all goes back to the money and the media.
Exactly.
The media can shine so much light on all
The
these issues.
media has so much power.
Right. And it's good and bad. And that's part of that. You were saying earlier, they took the snippet, they took the 15 seconds, replayed it, let people make their own negative connotations, without any kind of commentary, any kind of anything. The different stations, even with the random politics, some stations say this, some stations say that. Totally opposite, same situation.
And
It's just like that.
Right.
And people have to be educated enough to see into that.
Decipher and make their own decisions and
Exactly.
opinions. And what happens is that stuff is so subliminal that
Yeah.
if you keep playing it over and over and over and over and over again, then you who just hearing the story would say she's guilty.
Right.
Without even knowing all of it, because they put it out there so much to where you don't even think about looking for the full story.
Right.
Well, you know what? I was watching Reverend. I was watching a news segment about this, and it was very good. The guy compared the incident with Reverend Wright. Y'all remember?
That's
during-
exactly what popped to mind.
Okay.
Same thing.
Now, Reverend Wright he has every right to feel however he felt. And you remember how they distorted his words and made it seem that Obama should be responsible for the words of Reverend Wright. So once again, we just have more examples of where African Americans are being penalized for open speech. However, the European can say whatever it is that they want to say without any consequences. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, Mel Gibson. You know, he's had his word. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock's husband, okay, yeah, she's getting a divorce now. They're talking about rekindling and some stuff. Had pictures of him making Nazi, symbols and stuff. Now you go and adopt a black baby and it's okay? I mean, I'm really just trying to understand. This is what I'm trying to illustrate. For every step they convince us we've made, we almost have to weigh out what are we sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? Because it just kind of made me feel like it really just opened my eyes and say we're really not as far as we think we've arrived. We definitely haven't arrived. And I work with people all over the country, and they end up telling me all the time, racism doesn't exist. Well, and that's why I just wanted y'all opinion and to get you to voice your thoughts on this. But you know what? You'll have to check back with us because we're wrapping this in up next time.